Hi, and welcome to 365 Reasons Why to Join Arbonne and this wonderful group I have of trailblazing beauties that are on my team. So, of course, I want you to join my team. But if I'm not your cup of tea after the 365 reasons, but you still want to join Arbonne, please find someone to do it. All I want is your happiness and for you to be successful. So, number three, I'm going to expand of what I said number two. So, I do have notes. Okay. So on number three, as I said at number two, when you walk into a network marketing company, you are not an entrepreneur. You have no clue. Okay. And then you get bombarded with all this information. It's scary. It's everything. Every emotion that you can bring up when you join an Arbonne company, gets brought up. But one of the biggest things that gets brought up is your inadequacy to do something like this. So instead of willing to grow and learn, most people will quit, okay, because they're afraid of their inadequacies. They're afraid of not getting to the top. They're afraid of failing, okay? But here's the thing, you kind of fail every day when you think about it. I mean, how many times have you forgotten to do something for your kids that might have been important that day, that they told you on the fly with all 50,000 of the things they tell you? You failed. You failed at what you were supposed to do that day. How many times have you thought you were going to complete a project at work at a certain timeline and you just couldn't get it done for whatever the reasoning? You failed. So did you get fired for that? No. Okay. You asked them for more time and you explained to them why you needed more time and they gave it to you and away you go. If there was a strict deadline and you didn't get it done, is your boss probably going to yell at you and have a fit and blah, blah, blah. It takes a lot to get fired. So why do you fire yourself when you join a network marketing team? Okay. You have to realize you don't know how to be an entrepreneur. And if you get that in your head that you don't know how to do it, why aren't you willing to learn it instead of quit and then go blame the company as to why it didn't work? So many people think that when they join these type of companies, they have joined the hype. They've joined the person who said, you can make six figures in a month. Well, write down on a piece of paper the proper way to write $1,000 down. So it's a 1, 123.22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So $1,000 is $1,000 six figures? No, it's $10,000 is six figures. Okay, so I'm trying to think of right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so $10,000. Okay, so you don't have to be a brainiac to do this. Okay, so $10,000 is six figures. Okay, so think about that. When someone says to you, I'm going to give you six figures, well, if you write down six figures, it's really not that much money written down in proper form. Okay, so you'll realize when I do these, I'm a goof. Okay, I think my brain goes here and the mouth does a different thing. So you'll realize when you write down six figures, it's not as high as you think it is. Okay, written in proper form. So when people say this to me, I just laugh. I'm like, okay, nobody makes six figures in a month or 6 months. They just don't when they first start out at something like this. Sure, you might hear of that one person in your whole entire company that got to the top of the company in 3 months or 6 months, okay, say a very short amount of time. But then you have to question, what did they bring to the table that you're not? Okay, they might have been a CEO of a company or something big in a company where they know how to be the best bottom person, as I said, number two, that you can be. And so they had something in them that they had already learned that you hadn't yet. Okay. Or they already could have been an entrepreneur and saw this as an opportunity and they know how to be an entrepreneur. But most of us don't. You get people in these companies. And I know in our company alone, we have CEOs of major companies. We have doctors, we have lawyers, we have teachers, we have waitresses, we have male men, we have police officers and women, we have EMTs, we have stay-at-home moms, we have stay-at-home dads, we have fitness gurus, we have wrestlers. I can go on and on about what we have. So many different walks of life, all starting in the exact same place. Okay, that's what you have to just understand. Nobody starts at the top of any network marketing company. And you definitely don't start at the top in Arbonne. You start at the bottom as that catfish I told you about in number 2, as that bottom feeder. And as that bottom feeder, you have to become the best catfish living on the bottom as you can be before you're going to start floating to the top of the rest of everything else. Okay. So as I stated, my thing today is, why are the books telling you what you need? I'm reading off of this, so pardon me. Why are they always telling you read the books, get the personal growth, read the books, get the personal growth? I have read so many personal growth books. You would think I'd be the most best personal growth person in the world. Okay. The books aren't meant to tell you what to do. They're meant to help you. And some of the books you're not even going to like. There's some books that I have read I've just had to put down because I'm like, ugh, this is horrible. But other books, I take bits and pieces out of them and I learn from them. Oh, they said, try this as an entrepreneur. Well, that makes sense. Like that one they have out, most people do, get up 30 minutes earlier than everybody else in your family. Maybe you're not a morning person. Okay. I'm not. So to tell me to get up 30 minutes earlier in the morning and it's going to make my day and I'm going to be the best entrepreneur ever, I'm going to be like, no, I'm not, because that 30 minutes is just going to be whining that I got up 30 minutes earlier. I prefer to stay up later at night. So that works for me. So even though the book is basically giving you an idea of giving yourself that 30 minutes of just you working out your plan for the day, jotting down the ideas that worked for the day, deciding the ones that didn't work for the day, just sitting there and thinking for 30 minutes of what did I do that was good? What did I do that was not so good? What did I do that really sucked? And what can I do tomorrow to improve all of that? You don't have to get up 30 minutes in the morning if you don't like it. Stay up 30 minutes at the end of the evening, and or find 30 minutes in the afternoon when no one's around to do it. Okay, so those books are just there to guide you in what you feel is best for you. Okay, so that's why they tell you to read all the books. And in all honesty, for someone who doesn't really like to read those books, because I find some of them a little bit on the boring side and very repetitive, okay, I read every single one someone tells me to read, okay? Because at some point in that book, there's always a sentence or a word or a chapter that resonates with me, and I can say, oh, I can put this in my learning file on how to be a better entrepreneur, a better independent consultant with Arbonne, and a better leader of my team. So I read all the books. So when they say read the books, read the dang books. You're not an entrepreneur when you walk into these companies. You have to learn and you have to grow. And the only way to do that is to learn and to take the materials they give you and learn from them. If all you did was read one of those books 5 minutes a day, everybody at some point needs to go into that little room we call a bathroom and do what they need to do. Leave the book in there. So when you're doing what you need to do, read those couple of pages. Okay, you're just sitting there anyway. Okay, so read them. Okay, you can have a whole book done in a month if you leave it in the bathroom. Okay, maybe that's not what you want to hear, but it's true. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with that little bit of advice and we'll go on to number 4 later. Have a great evening.